Tonight, a moment of personal privilege, an opportunity for me to step outside the cloak of objective analyst and become what I am, simply one of those large numbers of young men who has come to see Martin Luther King Sr. as something of a national hero. Now that is unabashed praise coming from one who is generally noted, employed, and expected to be a critic of most everything and accept nothing for its face value. But I suspect that I can be excused. I have known Dr. Martin Luther King Sr. for so long and so well that I have long since lost objectivity, and on the subject of Dad, as we came to call him, credibility as well. I think I can also be excused on the basis of what Vice President George Bush today called a truly national hero. The nation tonight has a dwindling resource bank of heroes, and this evening it is minus one major figure in the person of Martin Luther King Sr. From his family and from the many dignitaries gathered inside the Ebenezer Church today, Martin Luther King Sr. was called a number of things. He was called father of the movement. He was called a pastor, a family man, a civic political leader, and a plethora of other high-sounding labels. But I suspect tonight that if we could give a common voice to the hundreds of people who surrounded this block today, many of them for several hours, blacks and whites, the young and old, the well-dressed and the not-so-well-off, the permanent haves and the perennial have-nots, all of them, at least all who knew Dr. King, would call him a hero. He is a hero to little black boys as a sign and symbol of what sincere struggle in this country can ultimately produce. A hero to those who are first-generation middle class, a testament of sort that the movement for civil rights has borne much fruit. A hero to what Dad once called our white brothers, an affirmation of sort that racial understanding makes preeminent sense, and anything less than that is suicidal social nonsense. And finally, he is a hero, well, a hero to me, who could not have come into your homes nightly for the past several years were it not for the fact that Dr. Martin Luther King Sr. and others stepped squarely into the ugly nightmare of racism and persistent poverty and called them both shameful social lies, not deserving of permanence or popularity. For that he has become and will always remain a truly national hero. From the Ebenezer Church with a comment, I'm Ron Saylor.